everyone, welcome to Fat and Sassy Cooking. Today I'm going to be showing you how to make some homemade cinnamon rolls. The milk needs to be 115 degrees, and that's because if it's warm it helps the yeast activate. And I do want to mention that I'm using instant fast acting yeast, so I do not have to let it set and rise. But if you're using a different kind of yeast, make sure you just read the instructions on it, because some yeast does have to set and rise for about 5 minutes. But you do want your eggs to be room temperature. You don't want anything to be cold because that is going to affect your yeast. I just decided to use my hands because, as you could tell, that spoon I was using was really flimsy and just not working out too well for me. And honestly, I just feel like this is easiest. But you do not want to use metal in this because I'm not sure exactly what it does, but I know I was making sourdough bread one time and it said do not use metal spoons. So just be cautious of that. Now I've added 2 tablespoons of flour because that dough was just really sticky, and only add that flour if you have to. You do not want your dough to be too floury and stiff. It needs to be a little tacky. Once I got the dough mixed up, I'm just going to go ahead and knead it, and you want to make sure that your surface is floured, that way it doesn't stick. And the recipe says to knead for 5 to 7 minutes, but I have never kneaded the dough for that long. I only do it for about 2 to 3 minutes, and it's always worked out fine. But as you can tell, the dough is all over my hands, and I did not go wash it off. I wanted to keep it real with you all. I wanted you all to know that if that happens, it's okay, because when I'm trying something new that is intimidating like dough, I tend to freak out because it doesn't look the way the video that I watched looked or whatever. So I just left it like that so you all know that it is okay if your hands get messy and the dough's a little sticky, but you don't want it like sticky that you can't work with it. Now it is time to let the dough rise, and you want to grease a large glass bowl and put the dough in, and then you will cover it with a dish towel. Now you are going to preheat your oven to 170 degrees. As soon as the preheating time is over, turn your oven off and let your dough set in there for 30 minutes, and do not open the oven. Right before that 30 minutes is up, you're going to start mixing up the filling for the cinnamon rolls, and you want your butter to be almost melted. You want it to be about room temperature. You do not want it to be liquidy at all. Mine was melted too much, and it caused me problems that you will see here in just a few minutes. Your dough should have doubled in size by this time. Now that I've got it out of the oven, I'm just going to punch it to let all the air out. Now I'm going to flour me a work surface so I can start rolling out the dough. I do not have a rolling pin, so I'm going to be using a quart-sized mason jar, and I'm just going to flour it. To make these, it takes about 2 hours with letting the dough rise and just putting everything together. So I just wanted to let you all know that so you're not thinking, oh, this is a quick 30-minute thing. It is not. It will definitely take you about 2 hours. Once you get your dough rolled out, then you're going to start adding the filling. You're just going to dump it all on there and then spread it out as far as you can to the edges. Then once you get that all spread out, you're going to start rolling it up. Now I'm just spraying a 9x13 dish. Okay, here's where I ran into some problems with the butter being melted. Cutting this should not be messy at all, but where that butter was melted and it got real liquidy, if that's even a word, but you can see it just was causing a big mess. This made 13 cinnamon rolls. Now you're going to let them rise in the oven for 20 minutes just like we did the dough. Now we are going to bake them for 20 minutes on 375 degrees. Now I'm going to start making the icing, and I'm going to do this right before it's time to get the cinnamon rolls out of the oven. And you're just going to mix everything together until it is nice and smooth and creamy. Now I'm going to spread the icing over the hot cinnamon rolls, and it's going to make it melt, and it's just going to make it all nice and yummy. that is it, you all. That is how you make homemade cinnamon rolls and homemade icing for them. I hope you all try these and enjoy them as much as we did. And that is it for this video. I hope to see you all in the next one. Bye, guys.